What happened on the Bassmaster Elites on Lake TenKiller? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. I try to do a daily recap. This is going to be a tournament recap. I will try to get back to doing the daily ones, but at times it's really tough. The fishing was great at TenKiller. Don't get me wrong. But there wasn't any really big surprises, any big fish that were being caught. There were a lot of cookie cutters. And if we're going to be real about it, I found myself watching more of the Zaldane live stream and the Matt Robertson live stream on my two monitors than I did Bassmaster. And if I look verklempt, I try to do this outside. It is 105 outside, and there were kids screaming at the playground, and there was all sorts of stuff, and I just could not get through it. But 101 anglers showed up at Lake TenKiller. Mike Iaconelli did not. He hurt his arm, and he needs time to rehabilitate that arm. So Iaconelli didn't show up, but 101 anglers showed up for the first 2 days. Top 50 make Saturday, and then top 10 make Championship Sunday. The water levels were high. They were pulling a lot of water. As the tournament went on, they dropped, water levels dropped, and then they seemed to go back up because of all the rain. And if you are not a forward-facing sonar angler or someone that really doesn't like forward-facing sonar, and you didn't watch TenKiller, you missed out, because all of the anglers, while some scoped and did well, a majority of the top 10 were beating the banks, skipping brushes, finding structure, big log piles and stuff like that, and catching really quality fish on TenKiller. And after day one, Andrew Loberg was leading. And I had several texts saying that they thought the energy of Davey and Tommy wasn't there on day one, and that they just had very low energy. And that made me go watch their broadcast. And I thought they still did a really good job. Day two, we saw, I didn't see it, but I saw it on one of the forums, that Gerald Swindle had 6 fish in his live well and got a 2-pound penalty, which is a little shocking. But he called it on himself, I think, and that probably hurt him, because I think with that 2 pounds, he might have made the top 10. Gerald had a really good tournament. Andrew Loberg continued to be the leader, catching him on chatterbaits, not minnows. And on day two, it was the first time that I recognized that it seemed like there were some of the stuff that's been in comments and been said to Bass that they're starting to listen to. And by that, I mean they're showing more fishing instead of the faces. They're showing, they still have commentary behind it, but it's almost like over top of it, which isn't bad. But it seems like Bass is really trying to put their best foot forward. I would say, though, they need to get an app. Some of the stuff in their production and stuff just seems to be a little outdated. Getting an app might help people that might not go online, might be able to click on a button and be able to watch the live feed. Day three, we saw that Swindle didn't make the top 10, but it was really a great tournament for Gerald. A tournament that he needed. A tournament that fished the way that he liked to fish. He wanted to beat the bank. He wanted to skip. We saw Bill Lowen do great. We saw some of the veteran anglers that aren't forward-facing sonar dominant in that top 10. While we did see Trey McKinney and Kyle Welcher and all these other anglers that, maybe not Welcher isn't forward-facing sonar dominant, but Trey continued his tear this year on the Elites. And if you get rid of one tournament of Trey's, he's absolutely been the most consistent and dominant angler on the Elites this year. Even though he's not leading Angler of the Year points because he had a horrible first tournament, he has been absolutely stellar this year. And it was a great tournament for Brandon Card and Chris Zaldane and Greg Hackney. Some of the surprises I thought was Matt Sexy Beast Robertson, at his favorite number, finished 69th. Jay Shakurat, who was leading Angler of the Year points, had a bad tournament. Local angler Blake Capps did not do well as Jason Christie, which was really surprising. And Easton Fothergill and Lee Livesey did not do real well at this tournament. Top 10 anglers going into the final championship were Andrew Loberg, Keith Combs, Wes Logan, Kyle Welcher, Bob Downey, Logan Latuso, Trey McKinney, KJ Queen, Brandon Card, and the amazing Jordan Lee. Championship Sunday brought higher water levels. They got a lot of rain on Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning. And bass should really take a look at what the ratings and the statistics are for people watching this exact tournament. And while it wasn't giant fish, and it was a lot of people catching the same size of fish, it was anglers fishing their traditional way. They weren't scoping all the time. There were some anglers that did well scoping, but we saw a lot of skipping banks, and we heard the anglers say, we got to fish the way we were taught and the way we love to fish. And I think if they're looking at making a change for 2026, this tournament and how many people watch it would be crucial for them to know where their fan base is. Because I really truly believe that this might have been one of their best tournaments of the year all around. And I want to see big fish. But the truth of the matter is, the way the broadcast and the production, and there's still so many issues with that, but the way the broadcast is and the production and the anglers catching fish and the anglers that were happy about what was going on, they said, and the fans should have told you where we want to see you go. Because I really truly believe that there were more fans happy with the content that was put out this weekend than any tournament for the year, and that includes the Classic. And we saw a great crowd out there in TenKiller, and it was awesome. And to see Wes Logan win and his emotion and how he felt. And if you missed it, he said there were times when he's questioned recently if he deserves to be an elite angler. And other anglers like Bill Lowen and several others have said, you deserve to be here. You're in a rut, whatever it is. And to see Wes have the emotion that he had and the joy that it brought him to win and the joy that he had really is what makes bass fishing great. And I commend Wes for being honest and open about how he feels and what is going on in his life. And I congratulate him for having an absolutely magnificent tournament because he won by 2 ounces. Andrew Loberg really dominated the whole tournament. He had a bad day 4, and that was the reason why Wes caught up. The top 10 went in 10th place. Jordan Lee, Logan Latuso, KJ Queen, Keith Combs, Trey McKinney, Bob Downey, Brandon Card, Kyle Welcher, Andrew Loberg, and the winner was Wes Logan. And he had 63 pounds even. He won by 2 ounces. And again, it was a fantastic tournament. So congratulations to Wes and his whole team. But what did you think? Comment below and tell me what you think. My next video is going to be about payouts so far. And I think you might be surprised. So be on the lookout for that video. Doesn't mean it's going to be next, but I'm filming it next. But do me a favor, if you're not a subscriber, click that like and subscribe and become part of the team and family. I really do appreciate it. Remember, take a kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.